Hello, I'm Carrie Baya. I'm the Marketing and Promotions Manager for the Theater Department at Binghamton University. And we're extending our Bing Backstage talks with some of our new faculty members that joined us this fall. I'd like to introduce Neva Kenny. She's our new visiting professor in dance. And Neva is an international dance professor with a background in contemporary dance and classical ballet. And she currently teaches ballet and modern at Binghamton University. Neva, thanks so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you arrived at your current practice in dance and teaching, and what some of your research interests are.
I started dancing in Texas, where I grew up, at the Houston Ballet. And then as the years went on, I got more into dance. I have an undergraduate degree. I have an AA from Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland, and then I have a BFA from the University of North Carolina. And then I graduated and I moved to South America. I lived between South America and Europe for the last 25 years, where I worked in various university settings, right? So I was the performing arts director at the Pontifical Javeriana University, which is a very large Jesuit university in Bogota. I was there for a total of 11 years. I was director for a little over 5. And at that point, I also got another degree in somatic education, which is probably where my kind of great interests are right now. So I got a degree in somatic education in the performing arts. I had certainly known about somatics. It was in my program, many years ago. But I didn't really understand the kind of wholeness of it or the systemic view of somatic studies. So where my research has taken me in the last, I would say 15 years, I met a man named Rogelio Lopez, who's kind of the father of contemporary dance in Costa Rica. He has a school and a kind of a philosophy and a technique that is about kind of, I don't know how to say it, inclusive dance. Inclusive in the sense that it's about what the person brings in their own experience. And it's not just about teaching a person to lift their leg or follow some steps to music. It's about kind of accompanying the student on their road to self-discovery, not only for themselves, but also in discovering others. So it's a school and a philosophy that's based on giving affection to others, right? So there's a whole part of the school that studies, for example, hugging. What is hugging about, right? Certainly in Latin American culture, it's very much a part of their culture, but it's second nature. So they kind of don't think about what it is to hug someone, right? Or to be in someone else's space. So he uses dance, obviously, because that's what we do. But I think there's an underlying experience that's more important than just learning to dance. We learn about ourselves, but we also have various sessions where we go to each other's houses and we prepare food. So they learn about what I eat at my home. I learn about what they eat at their home. So they're just like starting points to just break the kind of barriers, especially in an art form like dance, which tends to be extremely competitive. So this thought or this philosophy of dance, which also trains the dancers beautifully, right? So his dancers are amazing. So I'm not giving up one thing to have the other, right?
Right.
But he's found this fusion of how do we bring the whole person to the experience? And so anyway, so that's my kind of dream, or what I would like to do is there are no Latin American dance techniques that are codified, right? And the beautiful thing about this philosophy, so I've been teaching it, I've studied it for the last 15 years, I've been teaching it for the last 10 years. And kind of the beautiful thing about it is that it's like in this constant metamorphosis, right? So it's always changing and changing shapes. The people that come through it leave their fingerprints as well, right? So it's not this really strict, codified like we see in American modern dance.
Mm-hmm.
So Martha Graham's technique is the way it is, and it's been taught that way for the last, 45 years, and that's just the way it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this technique, I would like to codify it in a certain sense, make a video of what students should see in a first year and a second year, but that's also accompanied by all these other external activities. So we do all these other things that are outside of the dance space that just enrich your experience as a human being. And then, of course, that's what you bring into the studio. That's what you bring into a choreography. That's what you bring in. No?
Mm-hmm.
So this philosophy is like about, okay, this is where I am. This is what I can do right now. I'm not worried about, I celebrate what you can do, and you celebrate what I can do. So there's this idea of that diversity should be embraced. So I feel like even though we're teaching dance, I feel like we're teaching much more than just dance.